What's going on, guys? Bradley Martyn here. So this is the crazy thing. I realized, listen, I used to do this for so long, like actually so many years, that I stopped. But since I'm back in the new gym, I realized, you know what I want to do? There's a whole new group, there's a whole new generation coming up, and I'm going to teach you how to train properly. So what I'm going to do is, on this channel, subscribe right now. Make sure you subscribe if you are not already subscribed. But I am going to give you guys some information about training. I'm going to put you through some of my workouts. I'm going to teach you why I do what I do, why it's important, why it's going to help you, why it's going to get you more jacked. Follow along if you want to get gains. If not, you know, you can just not. That's also your choice. You can just be someone who watches and just does nothing. Like, yeah. All right, so anytime I hit shoulders, anytime I hit any, you know what, I'm gonna tell you 100%. Anytime I do anything in the gym at this point, I always warm my upper back. So that's gonna be like, if I'm doing chest, I warm my upper back. If I'm doing legs, I warm my upper back. It's like squatting, I want a good shell position, right? So I love to do things that involve my rear delts and my upper back, because I've always kind of had a little bit of a problem engaging evenly, and then it would translate, like, let's say I'm doing arms, like I'd be doing good curls here, and this side would kind of like go forward because I wasn't strong enough to keep it back, right? So what I'm gonna do here, high pulls, look like a lat pull down, but I'm gonna focus on pulling kind of like back, or backing out, instead of just down. So I'll show you. What are they like? All right, guys, one more thing before I keep going. This is not about the weight, this is about the blood flow. Like, I'm not trying to like get a crazy like heavy set going. I'm just trying to get blood on my upper back so I can feel real sturdy. Also, it's a part of the shoulder movements that I'm gonna start getting into more of for the rest of the workout. So just keep in mind, like, not every time you're training, and then it's not always about weight. Specifically when it comes to upper back stuff, rear delts, a smaller muscle group, rotator cuff, it's not about like lifting the most amount of weight, because oftentimes you involve your upper back, your traps, and your rhomboids, and you'll get more there than you will the smaller muscle group, which would be like the rear delts, the rotator cuff, which is where you want the emphasis to be to translate for all the other movements. So keep that in mind. All right, so here's the deal. I'm going in between two, right? I'm gonna go back and forth from the high rows, the face kind of pulls I showed you. And then I'm doing the rear delts. Now, it's really important. This stuff, you guys gotta understand, the rear delt, like I told you over there, is a very small muscle group, okay? So I'm not concerned with a lot of weight here. I'm also not concerned with doing really big range of motion. I'm doing my best to keep the range of motion as tight as possible. So I'm not gonna go all the way back and involve my traps, because like for rear delts, it's like, imagine keep the arm slightly bent, and you're just like right here. You don't need to go much farther than that. The more you go like this, the more you start to involve your traps, your upper back, shoulder. I want all rear delt, all rear delt. So I'm gonna go small range of motion. All right, so you guys might not have this machine. It's actually probably not the most common machine to have at your gym, but if you can find some sort of cable pulley, this is obviously a two-piece. This is probably more common in a gym, like a one piece when I talk about it, as far as, it's not unilateral or whatever. But I like to really focus on these sort of movements. I love dumbbells, don't get me wrong, dumbbells are incredible, but if I'm trying to focus on bodybuilding specifically, in this case hypertrophy, I realize like the more dumbbell stuff I do, it helps, because technically I'm moving around a lot more weight, but I start to involve a lot more of my shoulders, like we were talking earlier about involving my upper back, traps. And if you're going for just hypertrophy, you want to put the emphasis on the muscle, right? Very simple. So this is a really cool way to get that and kind of push yourself through that, because you have the stability from the machines. So give this a shot, and then obviously we're gonna get into more bicep stuff that, kind of start to overload it as well. All right, so shoulders now. Really, really important. 2 ways to do this. We either go all the way down, all the way up, which is one of the best ways, or we're going right to like almost chin level. The other thing that's really important when doing shoulders, the shoulder press with the barbell, is pressing through the elbows and not like pressing through the hands. Don't think about pressing through the hands. Think about like the weight is sitting on the hand, but you're pressing through the elbow, right? That's really, really important. And you don't have to grab the bar really tight either. Obviously, I love this machine because it fucking gives you love, you know, on the way out. Helps you with the shoulders. So I'll do the 2 variations. All the way down, all the way up, or right to here. I'm gonna stay up here for now. Oh shit. All right, so warm the shoulders up. 2 ways, some rear delts. Got 1 set of bicep curls, and not 1 set, excuse me. Got 1 exercise for biceps in. Biceps a little pumped. Worked up to like, thank you, like not a max, but a heavier weight on the shoulders. Dropped down to higher volume. Kept it at the chin, and then we're gonna go right into biceps. We're gonna do seated, and then till failure, and then we're gonna do standing till failure. Okay, 2 at the same time.
How? 2 at the same time? Show me.
What? He didn't even understand what he said.
Go.
You're like 2 at the same time.
That's your favorite, how you like that part.
I like skiing.
I can tell you. That guy's a big skier. He like sits down and he goes like this.
Yo, chill. No more, enough.
That's what he does.
Enough.
And he like smile with
Yo.
That's his favorite shit, dude.
He gets me and Nate on one side. He goes,
Yo,
skiing,
stop. All right, bro. Get out of here.
You say the most out of pocket shit, and you're mad about when he says.
There's no proof.
Yeah, there's no proof because you're on the other side of the camera.
There's no
We have
proof.
archives of you saying some bullshit.
We have a lot of stuff of you saying bullshit, dude.
No proof.
I feel good. Coming back, baby. I'm coming for you.
For who?
For that whoever's there, right there. I'm coming for you. I'm coming for you. I'm coming for you. And I'm gonna come on you.
Yo, whoa.
What? No, I said I'm coming for you. I am coming for you, dog. I'm coming for you. I want to fight a bear, straight up.
Why? Why a bear?
I want to fight a bear.
Out of all things.
I just want to fight a bear, dude. I feel like that'd be my best opponent. Devin Haney, too small. Ryan Garcia, too skinny. Want to fight a bear. Maybe I have to join the PFL and fight Francis Ngannou or something, dude.
Yo.
Both heavyweights.
Yo.
It'd be like 2 gorillas fighting.
I would like to
I think
see
I'd
that.
beat the fuck out of him, to be
Nah,
honest.
no,
I did that for the troll.
I'm gonna do
Nah,
that.
fuck that. I'll beat the shit out of him, on God. Straight up. Honestly, I think I'd beat the shit out of Francis. PFL. Honestly, Jake Paul and Francis at the same time. Get at me. Sign the contract, pussies. Well, I just do a bunch of muscle ups. Dude, I'm getting jacked again. It's actually official as fuck. I feel jacked again.
What are you taking?
Huh? What am I taking?
Yeah, what are you taking?
Flintstone vitamins. Taking Flintstone
The
vitamins.
chalky ass
They're
ones?
hitting, dude. They're like a little chalky, but they're hitting.
What, you taking extra one a day? So like
What?
3, you're taking like 3 a day, like an extra one?
Yeah, I always take an extra one with my last meal. What?
A balloon.
What's so funny, dude? What's so funny, dude?
Why did you do this?
You're
Why
done.
did you do this?
You're done.
Why
You're
did
done.
Can you stop?
Pick him up,
Scary.
pick him up.
No,
Watch his head though, watch his head though, watch his head
I
though.
have a bad back. I really do.
No, pick him up. Watch his head though.
Dude, my rib.
How much you weigh? How much you weigh?
Brad, man,
Oh, does that hurt you for real?
Shut up, he's such a pussy.
No, you're playing with me.
He's fucking around.
No, he squeezes too hard, bro.
No.
It was just a hug, dude, relax.
Look.
Let me see.
Oh, sure. All right, so obviously tried and true, tricep press downs. This I've kind of learned over the years. My goal is to do as much weight as possible, yes, but at the same time, I just like very high volume when it comes to this stuff. So for my triceps, I've realized they've responded, me personally, to a lot higher volume. So I'll try and do like sets of like 25 to 30 instead of like trying to like max out the weight, because I'll tend to like shoulders will get messed up or like my core will be pulling, which is great because you're getting all this other engagement. But if I'm trying to focus on getting my triceps bigger, I want as much weight on the triceps as possible in that consistent range of motion. And for me, as much volume as I can do, because I'm on a machine, it's always really nice, right? So the other exercises where I'm gonna like put a little more stress on everything would be like a bench press, for example. So that's how I do the tricep press downs. You should do them that way too. All right, last movement, lat pull down. I like the Nutri-Grip. It's been actually really forgiving because my right shoulder's been bugging me a little bit. Don't be shy switching up the grips. But the really, really important thing when doing any of these movements, lat pull downs, no matter what grip, is try not to squeeze the bar really hard. You want to kind of cup the bar. Like, so if I'm thinking like, let's say if you're pulling here, right? Or if you're pulling here, you don't want to go like this really hard with your thumb. Like, I like to do pulls and rows, like this, where I'm just thinking about holding on to the weight, but keeping my arms not so tight and engaged. So the more you do this and squeeze, the more you're gonna involve your front delt, everything here, right? So then if everything's tight here, then everything back here is loose, rule of thumb. So if you wanna contract everything in the back, this has to be a little bit more malleable. I don't even know if that's the right word, but the point is, I cup the fingers like this, hold, and I'm thinking of all the movements starting, whether I'm sitting or standing, whatever you guys are doing, in the back. So I'm not starting just pulling with my hands. I'm starting pulling with my, like instead of doing this, watch my hands, that's pulling with my hands. Instead of that, I'm pulling with my back.
So when you're doing arms, shoulders, you know.
Yeah.
How many exercises do you usually do? Like, do you kind of like limit yourself, or do you like to do like one or two per muscle?
Like, I mean, a rule of thumb, I would do probably 3 per muscle group, minimum. But sometimes, man, there'll be days where I just feel good, genuinely feel good. And I will literally just, if, for example, let's say I started doing those tricep press downs and I just felt really good and I was getting a good pump. I would just do more sets. Like, I'd be like, all right, this is feeling really good. Let me try and go a little heavier. Let me try and go a little more intense. And instead of 3 sets, 4 sets, whatever it is, I'm doing 6 sets, 7 sets, right? Go to something else if it feels good, if I feel like I'm like, because like I said earlier, when I do any sort of movement, I always roll my upper back. And for years, honestly, I have, because I've always kind of had the shoulder issue. When I find a movement that's really giving me what I want, like the pump in that area, or I'm like, oh, okay, this is how I want to feel, like my back feels sturdy or stable, I'll hammer that. Like, I won't be like, okay, I got to go to that now and then go to that just because like my program told me to. I've always kind of trained a little bit more instinctively as far as how I feel. Now, with that being said, you can't just do the things that feel good. Like, you can't be like, I just like doing bicep curls, so I'm just doing 1,000 set of bicep curls and nothing else, right? You do have to challenge yourself with things where you don't feel good so that you can learn to feel better. But with that being said, like, you'll know if you're doing something, you're like, okay, this is really working for me right now. Maybe you don't need to change, get 4 more exercises to make that gain or that result happen. Just kind of hammer that shit home.
So rep counts.
Yeah.
How do you judge that? What are you doing as far as sets? How many sets are you doing? How many reps are you doing per muscle group?
It honestly really depends on like where you're at, like what your goal is. Because like some people might just have overdeveloped biceps, some might have overdeveloped triceps, then you find that balance. If you have like an overdevelopment, then oftentimes like maybe you don't need to do as much there. That's rule of thumb number 1. Number 2, like I said earlier, it's kind of just like how you feel. Like I said, you don't want to get caught up doing something just because you like the way it feels and then avoiding other muscle groups, because then you're just like imbalancing your body and imbalancing your result. Because I think a lot of kids, especially nowadays, people are looking for the aesthetic. They want to look a certain way, and everything is about balance. So you should be able to gauge, like, okay, if your triceps are really lacking, then genuinely speaking, you probably need to work them more. Pure end of story, right? Whether it means you need more weight loaded stuff, you need more weight, you need to get more like strength there, and then have the strength translate to size because you're doing more volume with higher weight and on like more hypertrophy movements. But you'll know, you just have to be able to gauge where you're at. Like, I know if I just did biceps all the time, like my triceps would start to look smaller because my biceps grow pretty quickly. And I've learned that, but I've learned that over 17, 18 years of fucking training. So everyone's different. You just got to be able to gauge your goal, whatever it is, and then gauge like where you're at and then go, okay, where do I want to go from here? Because it's like you're doing artwork. It's like, how do you want it to look? How do you want to end up? And everything you do will affect that. Like, you do stuff fucking wrong, you're gonna fuck something up, and it's gonna affect your whole art piece. So
I got one more question.
Yeah, go for it.
How many times a week do you do arms?
Dude, honestly, this was...
Don't lie either.
I'll be honest with you guys. Listen, my thing for a very long time was every day is arm day. Created this, patent seal, deliver that one to the internet, and they love it. But the truth is, I did do arms every day. It wasn't my focus every day. It was like, I would do legs, you know.
Maybe your cherry on top.
At the end of the workout, I was like, I just want to hit arms. And I think it helped me. To be honest, I mean, my arms are like probably one of my standout body parts. So it's like, all right, cool. Now, is that going to work the same way for everyone? Not necessarily, right? Because everyone's so genetically different in responding to these like stimuluses. But I mean, yeah, rule of thumb, like even for my calves, when my calves got to a point where I really liked it, which now they're not because I stopped this, I was hitting them every day. I remember I told this story on a podcast once. I went to a 24-hour fitness once, and some guy was like, this is after I hit him every day for like 2 months. Some guy was like, dude, you got really good calves. And I like totally was feeling myself. And I was like, damn, I'm the man. And then like I stopped for like 2 months and they were just back to normal. So genetically, everyone's different in response. But yeah, I mean, like if there's a body part you really want to stand out, maybe give it a little love every day. Like at the same time too, love doesn't mean you're crushing it every day. Because if you crush a muscle every single day, like if I'm crushing it every day, and you're not giving it time to recover, it's not gonna grow as efficiently as it could grow. So like you can't go like bomb arms every day. Like I wouldn't go crazy. I'd do all my stuff for legs, deadlift, whatever, and then I would like get a little pump, you know, like if I was gonna pump up to like take a picture, or I knew I was gonna do some other content, it kind of then became that. So, oh, that's it. I love you guys. So on this channel, subscribe to this channel. Every single week we do 2 videos. One video is like kind of like a lifestyle video of what's going on in the gym with all the people in the gym, all the characters in the gym, members in the gym, day passes in the gym, and the other one on every Tuesday, which will be this video, not necessarily this style, but it'll be a little bit more informative for you guys, whether it be like one of the Raw Gear athletes or one of the gym members taking you through a workout, or one of the other influencers that you guys have seen taking you through a workout. That's gonna happen every Tuesday, and then the other day is
Friday.
The other day is every Friday with that lifestyle vlog stuff on this channel. So subscribe to the channel. I appreciate all the love. I'll be seeing a lot more of you guys. If you guys like this video, drop a comment. This honestly felt like old school YouTube to me. So I love you guys. I'm gonna keep training because I'm heartbroken, and I need to get like angry gains right now, and I can't do it on camera because it's like you just won't like it. He won't like filming it. He's gonna be like, oh, I gotta go, dude. I just wanna train. So I love you guys. I'm out.